Okay guys, I am up on the roof here in the old apartment building. We were repairing one over there the other day. We have a fan running on this unit but not the compressor, so we're going to take a look inside and see what's going on. Our contactor is pulled in. You hear the fan running on top. I'll check our capacitor and I'm going to ohm out our wires to the compressor to see if one's burned off as well. As you can see guys, this is a USA made capacitor in this little train unit and she is good to go. So the capacitor is not the cause of it, at least not the run capacitor. Also put a gauge on it just to check real quick and see what kind of standing pressure we had, and it looks pretty good as well. Put the start capacitor up here, took away the resistor, and we have 0 microfarads on it. So I'm gonna go run down and get one of my ICM start assist, see if that helps break the compressor free. I ohmed out the 3 windings on the compressor and they were connected. There was no burned off wires theoretically, no damage again theoretically. I haven't looked down in there. I'm gonna try this start assist because I believe that might be the answer before I go undoing every bolt. Guys, I bought these American made hard starts or voltage sensing. They're only 2 wires instead of 3 wire, but they work the same way. They sense the voltage and they shut the, or take the start capacitor in and out of the circuit based on the voltage swings. So I'm gonna put this one in place of our old hard start, see if that does the trick. We have the hard start mounted over there where the start capacitor and relay wasn't beforehand. You see, all we do is put it in there where the capacitor is at. 1 wire goes to the common and 1 wire goes to the Herm, just like you would on a super boost or a cheaper hard start. So it's kind of convenient. You only have the 2 wires. You don't have to wire the relay or mount 2 different objects. So we'll see if it works. We'll fire her up and see what happens. Oh, there she goes. We have 6 amps, 6.4 amps running right now. It is a 2-ton system. The compressor is running. You hear the expansion valve kind of moving around there. We have 60 psi. We're going to wait for it to rebound, but hopefully we're good to go. Something to remember, guys, is that hard starts are really important to the system. Not just for starting under high load or with a TXV, but some of these compressors really need a hard start to really get going. And if it fails, you'll have an issue where the compressor won't be able to start. It'll overheat. It'll cause all sorts of problems. So make sure if you're having a compressor that won't run, before you condemn the compressor, make sure that hard start's good to go. Check it out. Test that capacitor. See how many amps it's pushing whenever it starts up. Make sure that you've got all your bases covered because hard starts go bad a lot, especially as they get older. You just want to have all your bases covered. There's a lot of compressors going back that don't belong back at the factory or back wherever they send them, junk pile, wherever. So it's worth checking twice. As you can see, guys, we have a running pressure around 55 or so. It's kind of low, especially when it's warm inside because the unit hasn't been online for a while. And if you couple that with the temperature on the suction line coming back, you can see that we have a pretty high superheat. Now, I haven't done a target superheat, but I've done one of my grab one out of the air target superheats, and I think we should be around 25, which is just, that's just experience sort of talking. And I know if we're sitting here at 55 pounds and we're at 30 degrees on in the evaporator, entering the evaporator, we have 82 coming back. 52 degrees superheat's kind of high, so we're gonna put a little bit of charge in here. I have to go down to the truck and grab my bottle. We can put a little charge in, and then hopefully she'll be happy and cooling well. Guys, I put a little bit of refrigerant into the machine. As we see, we're running around 75, a little shy of 75. 72 degrees. Therefore, we are pretty close to 25 degrees of superheat, just over that. So I'm going to leave it right there. I have to figure out where the leakage from, but I'm sure we're not going to do that today. And we're going to measurement of the discharge line just for kicks. I see we're coming down to 71 now, so we're almost at 75, or 75, at 25 degrees of superheat. And remember, that's just my made-up measurement. Let's see what the discharge line is doing today. We'll see where she stops. Our discharge line is relatively cool by compressor standards, not excessive in any way. You can see we're right around 190, between 190 and 200, so we're nice and squared away in that arena as well. Well, this is the bummer. It's the end of the day. It's a race against time. I have to get home to take my son to soccer practice. Soccer practice starts at 6 o'clock. It's 5:20. I'm trying to leave Wilmington, and it's slow going because everybody in town is leaving right now. Wish me well, boys. The funny thing about driving in traffic on the way home is that these are all guys that are having their 8 to 5 jobs, 9 to 5 jobs, whatever. The funny thing is that I don't think ever in my life have I had a job that followed a particular hour. It's been pretty much HVAC and odd jobs my whole life. You know, I grew up on a farm, so I can remember unloading hay, doing jobs like that, cutting grass. I cut grass for a while, and this, even as an adult, I had second jobs cutting grass. Even when I started my company, I still would do odd jobs every now and then to make ends meet. I cleaned medical offices. That was disgusting. I'm never going back there. That was fucking disgusting. But now I can stay in HVAC, but it's still funny because there's never been a job I've worked that's been a 9 to 5. All these people leaving town, jammed up in traffic, and I never have been a part of that sort of thing in my life. Just interesting. I probably never will be. It's not how I roll. I like randomness, chaos. HVAC.